What we're going to do though is take some time to look at where we might need to create a reteach because we have a gap. And I want to address the gap today clearly and honestly so that we can create a way to move forward for our kiddos. So what I want you to do is take a silent solo, and I want you just to look at the standard that I've identified up here. Complex sentences with subject-verb agreement and avoidance of comma splices, run-ons, and fragments. And we're going to take about a minute or so to just do a silent solo and think about that standard. Think about the parts of the standard and just really try to take a moment to be able to reflect on it. Let me start. You have a standards chart in your packet, or you can just use the chart.
Like not right now, I was earlier. I think I was too.
If when you're done, you'll just put your stuff down, that'll give me a cue that you're ready to go on. Okay, so with this standard, which is 710 DI, we also raised the rigor and tested it at 810 DI, so I want to be transparent about that as well. The standard is the same for both, but I want to look at this and let's just kind of discuss it. What do we see in this standard right now? What do these words tell us?
We see complex sentences,
Subject-verb agreement.
avoidance of comma splices, and then run-on and back fragments. So
Right.
there are 4 different
Yep.
things
We
here.
have complex sentences. We have subject-verb agreement. We have avoidance of comma splices. We have what else?
Run-ons and fragments.
And what do we have?
Fragments.
I mean, my goodness gracious. Okay, that is pretty standard, right?
Yes.
So before we get into why this is our gap, I think even reading the standard, we understand in 7th grade, that would probably be a gap for us as well, right? Okay, so we have complex sentences, we have subject-verb agreement, we have avoidance of comma splices, we have run-ons, and we have fragments. So knowing that that is one lofty standard itself, and that is a substandard of editing and revising drafts. So let's talk about what do our students need to know in order to master this standard. And remember, our no side is kind of our, let's think of it this way. What do we have to teach them? What do they need to know? Okay? So I'm gonna write it out, what you say, and then I'll add if I think there's, are you ready or do you need some time maybe? Do you need another silent solo to think about this? Or do you think we're ready to just kind of go? Would you like some time?
5 seconds.
Okay, so take a few minutes and kind of get your thoughts together as what they might need to know for this. I don't want to rush you.
Okay.
Are we allowed to write on this paper?
You may write on this sheet.
Okay.
This is your sheet today. This is our analysis sheet, so please write on this.
Okay.
with our goal of trying to get to the reteach plan today, let's start talking about the no. So what do our kids need to know? What do we basically need to teach them in order to master the standard?
Well, they need to know sentences.
Yeah.
Sentence types.
Yeah, sentence types.
Yep.
What about, since we have subject verb agreement, do we know parts of speech?
We know for our LEP students, that's something they're still learning, so definitely.
Common rules?
Yeah, common rules.
Oh, Roxanne, again, these all up my list. What else?
I guess like what is a run-on? What makes up a run-on, and what is a sentence fragment? So basic identification of run-ons and fragments. Because I think commas are a bit, I think, a heavier subject than just run-ons and fragments, so we'd have to talk about the rules and procedures, which is why I think that would be a little bit different than run-ons and fragments.
What about, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, subject verb agreement rules.
Agreement rules. I am not the gift of good handwriting, sorry. All right, what else?
You think it's important to have what is a clause versus what is a phrase? Like phrases versus clauses?
Good.
That's a good one, Yvonne, because that would distinguish between a fragment
Yeah.
and a good.
Yeah, kind of that other language of independent versus dependent, right? Even though we know that kind of goes with that. Good. Anything else? You've done all of mine. That's amazing. I have nothing to add there. All right, let's go to our show. So let's take up some more time. This is what do the students need to do? Remember, so just to remind you, what do our students need to do in order to show that they can master this? So take some time and kind of process through that. When you're walking through your classroom, what are you looking for the student's ability to be able to do for you? All right, to honor our timestamp, we're gonna move on. So let's start sharing. This, remember, is your procedural. This is the conceptual side. So this is our procedural, what they're doing. So we'll see a lot of those bloom verbs. So what do we have here?
For sentence types, for sure identifying the differing sentence types.
And also knowing how to create them themselves, to write them out.
Good.
Parts of speech define.
After
Which
that,
part
maybe
is-
sorry, Yvonne, evaluating when to use the comma.
Look how the handwriting changes just depending on. Okay, what else? So we have, they've got to be able to identify sentence types, create sentences. They need to be able to define parts of speeches. They need to be able to evaluate when to use a comma.
Maybe identify linking words. That would be to create some type of complex or compound sentence. Would be those linking words, or even conjunctions.
Yeah, you've got to be able to know how to find them. Yep, it's important to link it together.
Maybe identify what is missing in a complete sentence.
I know that, and that's a good one, because I know on the test, the big questions that the students are missing is which does not make a complete sentence,
Right.
or what is missing.
So here, instead, but to add on to that, since we still have like run-ons and fragments, we can say identifying the difference between an independent clause and dependent clause. That'll help us with fragments
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, because the gap in the task that the students did is the sentence was missing information, right? And they had to know what was missing, or it had a fragment because it was missing the subject, or yeah. So I think that's important to identify.